Hey everyone, welcome back to Money with Mission. I am your host for this podcast, as well as founder of Money with Mission. Money with Mission's vision is that every woman have the financial ability to walk away from any job or relationship that is not in her best interest. Toward that vision, we host a podcast and have multiple strategies, different real estate and business assets to invest in that will give you cash flow, that gives you options in your life. Today, we are talking to Kim Kent. Kim is actually in Australia and is well known in Australia, Perth, Australia, as being the money mindset and financial coach. Her company is Wealthy as F, and you know what F stands for if you know me at all. And here's a little introduction about Kim. Kim is Perth's leading money mindset and financial coach, renowned for her transformative Wealthy as F money coaching program. With over a decade of entrepreneurial experience, she's helped countless women overcome mindset blocks, achieve financial freedom, and break the cycle of generational scarcity. Sounds like just what we need to help every woman have the ability, you know it, to walk away from any job or relationship that is not in her best interest. Kim's own journey from financial stress to business success fuels her passion for empowering women to heal their relationship with money. She is recognized globally as one of the top 9 money coaches in 2024. She continues to impact the lives of ambitious women across Australia, and she's looking to make that across the world, guiding them to a financial abundance and empowerment. I think you're going to enjoy this. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Make sure, if you have not, hit the subscribe button for the podcast. Subscribe to YouTube. If you're on the podcast and have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and do so. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube and haven't subscribed to the podcast, do that too. And if you're so inclined, leave us a 5-star review. Thanks so much. On with the show. Just finished my conversation with Kim Kent, and we had so much fun. Just a brief, I'm going to call it a warning, just because I don't know where you guys are listening or if you got your kids around. We do use some adult words. Let's put it that way. Or they're just come out naturally. You know how it is sometimes. So unless you're ready to have that conversation with your kids, you might want to listen to this one alone. Put your earbuds in. Again, the words flow naturally. There's nothing crazy happening there. It's just a lot of fun. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Be the change you want to see. Make a difference by giving your money a purpose, a mission to do good. Welcome to Money with Mission, where we show you how to create passive income so that you have options for how to work and how to live your life while leaving a legacy of positive social impact.
Hey, Kim, thank you so much for joining me from Perth, Australia. Where are you guys, by the way? She got up to get here. Looking beautiful if you're not on YouTube. It's 5:00 in the morning in Perth. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will say I still have my pajama pants on, but you just can't see them. I was like,
have mine on too. I have mine on too. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. So
love that.
the best thing about Zoom, you put on a shirt, you put a little makeup on, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I'm so glad I wear glasses. I'm like, I cannot be like, I don't want to put makeup on at 5 a.m. So the glasses out. Put something on your face.
You look great.
Thank you.
It's amazing the thought processes we have, because I have that exact same one. That's why I have my glasses on today. Sometimes I wear contacts because, today.
Oh, it's in sync. I love it.
Very good. Very good. So I did your introduction. We know that you are the Wealthy as F money coach. Tell us about your money story. Were you born into money? Were you born with this attitude? How did you get to where you are?
I love how you say born with this attitude. Depending on what we're talking about with an attitude, I'm like, yeah, probably. But no, I was not born into wealth. As an 33-year-old adult, and I've done a lot of work on myself, I look back, I'm like, I actually had a pretty good life. But as a child, there was so much trauma. There was so much pain and there was so much stress. So born into middle class in Perth, first world country, white, privilege. So in hindsight, it wasn't actually that bad. But when you're a child, you have no freaking idea.
Right.
So I never remember my parents being happy. I always remember them fighting, and it was fighting about money. I'm sure if I did some hypnosis, I'll remember like the good stuff. But I just remember them fighting. And then they divorced when I was 8, going on 9. And I'm the firstborn. It's myself and my little brother. And the divorce, look, I knew more about child support than all the other parents and teachers at my school.
Wow.
It was just so messy. It's like my mum, and then my mum, she didn't have qualifications. She had 2 kids. I have 2 older half siblings. So she had them really young. So she had to go work in a low paying job to get by. My dad he's a police officer. So he's on shift work. And it was like my mum never had any money. And my dad would never give any money. My dad was super frugal. And it was just like there was never enough.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly seeked validation. I constantly felt nothing's enough. I'm not good enough. There's not enough money. We can't afford it. You should just be grateful. Like all the money stories.
Yeah.
So I've been an entrepreneur since I can remember. I was hustling. My dad never gave money or pocket money or anything. But my mum and my stepdad, like I was hustling them for extra pocket money, doing gardening and things. I was always chasing the money because I developed the belief that, well, my parents didn't have any money and that created pain. So if I have money, that would bring happiness.
Got it.
But I also developed this really anxious attachment to money. So I was working since I was like the legal age here was 13 and 9 months.
Okay.
Bang on that date. Like I already lined up job interviews and I got a job. And I've been working all through high school. I did what it was called your TEE, your exams to get into university. Because, go to university, or you guys have college, whatever, much of a muchness.
Yeah.
If you go to university, you'll be successful.
Right.
So we all know that story.
Those same thoughts, huh?
Yep. So I went and I got 2 bachelors or 2 degrees because I thought, well, if I do 2, I'll get like double the money.
That's much more successful. Yes. Got it.
Yeah. I became an exercise physiologist. Could not get a job because it was a brand new title. And here in Australia, you're competing with physiotherapists, which actually their scope of practice is more.
Okay.
So it's like if I'm a client, I would prefer to go to a physio than an exercise physiologist. So I'm like, I picked a great freaking bachelor. So I couldn't get a job. And the things I was teaching Pilates, which some people think is really cool. But I'm like, you can do a weekend course, which I still had to go do. And I just spent 4 years and $40,000 on 2 degrees to teach Pilates.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had the hustle. I just knew if I earn lots of money, I'm not going to stress and have the pain like my parents did. I'm not going to struggle. I actually fell into the network marketing space.
Yep.
So I signed up with a nutrition company and that was when I was 24. And by the time I was 27, I hit the top ranking position. So I was the second youngest in Australia to do it. I hit my first $100,000 a year in income working for myself. And this was the pivotal point because I did it out of hustle and burnout. And I pushed and pushed and pushed. And I finally hit this position. I was making this money. I still felt broke.
Yeah.
I was rich for the month. We get paid monthly. I was rich for the week I got paid. I felt like all this money. Obviously, just like my money relationship was poor. So I would spend it, blow it, keep my credit card maxed out, couldn't save. And then I'd feel broke until my next payday. And that was the point where I'd already been doing personal development because when you're in that space and you're working for yourself, you're bombarded with it, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I got addicted to it. I just never believed I was worthy enough to pay for it. So I always did all the free stuff.
Okay.
The free stuff. So I hit a point where I'm like, Kim, you're earning good money. You still feel like it's not enough. You're still pushing. You still feel like you're not enough. You still feel like you need more. You're not satisfied. Something's got to give. And then I decided I'm worthy enough. Like just pay for the coaching, get the help, do the work. Instead of spending all your money on wine and traveling, no regrets on the travel, but instead of spending all your money there.
Wine. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably, my liver probably says otherwise, but no, I love me some wine. Yeah, I did. I started investing in myself. And then you go through the transformation. I got the coaches, did the courses. I worked on all areas. And when I came out the other side of the vortex.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, I realized that I am good enough. So I realized that when you don't feel good enough, your bank account reflects it, right? So no matter how much you earn, if you don't feel good enough, you'll never feel like there's enough in the bank. So I did that work with myself. I reprogrammed my money beliefs. I learned how to manage my money. That's not restrictive budgeting. So I did the management, the mindset, the energetics, you could call it manifestation. I learned all of that and applied it. And then at the same time, I got married. We had a debt-free wedding. I was able to save $100,000, me and my husband, in a very short period of time, buy our first property. I started working less and earning more in my business, but I also started coaching. I was already coaching my team, and I really wanted to be a coach. I'm like, I've learned so much. I want to help people. I want to teach them.
Is your team at this point your network marketing team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is around when I was like 28, 27, 28. And then it was only a short period of time. And then I launched my coaching business, which was business and mindset. And I was doing one-on-one coaching because I had people from other teams reach out to me and be like, I want to work with you. And the thing is, whatever we worked on, it all came down to money. They just wanted more money. And they're like, well, Kim, tell me about the money stuff. Super professional, but they tell me about the money stuff. Yeah. And I absolutely loved teaching them taking them through the processes to rewrite their stories, teaching them how to manage their money correctly in alignment with universal law, like the science and energetics of money. And I guess that was the transition. But then I had a baby, because you do the baby thing. I wanted to have a baby, and I realized I didn't have the capacity to do one-on-one coaching, because those who are parents know that your baby doesn't consider your. So I was like, how can I do this? How can I teach what I have learned and make a big impact? And that's where I developed the program.
That's a great story. I'm going to back up to the money and worthiness. And I know for a lot of people, having enough money makes you feel, when you have air quotes there, I will feel worthy. And people don't look at what enough is. And I know there are other people who, and I have been there, there are other people who look at other things that will make them feel worthy enough. And I'm going to think, maybe, is there really? Because almost everybody I talked about is money. If I have enough zeros on my bank account, I'm going to be enough. It'll be good enough.
Yeah.
And are you working to help rewire that, or is there something else in there?
Well, I'm a money coach, right? So we focus on money. When you look at the modalities and practices, it's for your life. We're just focusing on the area of money, because most of us attach our sense of self-worth to money, but it's not. It's like more money doesn't mean more self-worth, but greater sense of self-worth will equal more money, whether it's more money in the bank or from the money you have, you're just starting to work with it better. So you're holding it, you're investing it, you're making it work for you. So what I've learned, because I did all the personal development in every other area of my life except for money. So this is why I do what I do, is because everyone, especially people who are like, but I've done some mindset stuff, and I've done some of this and some of that, and I've read this book, and I had this coach, but we always keep money in Pandora's box. It's like we don't want to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all connected, but a lot of the time we need to actually specifically do the mindset, like the personal development on money specifically. Yeah.
And stop being afraid to talk about money. I think that's what you're talking about when money's in Pandora's box. We're afraid to talk about it. If somebody actually said out loud how much money they make, I think everybody in the room would pass out, have a heart attack. Like, oh my God, you said that out loud? There's something wrong with you. And I think we should just let's get over it, you guys. It's just money. Everybody's like arms. Everybody's got some. Come on. Let's move forward.
Everybody wants more money. And I think we're breaking through, especially us ambitious women in business, just breaking the societal stigmas and stereotypes. But the thing is, most of us have grown up with money is the root of all evil. So our subconscious goes, well, don't talk about money because we don't want to talk about evil stuff. But then our conscious mind goes, yeah, but I want to be proud and I don't want to be judged. And if I'm earning this much, I should be celebrating it. But then our subconscious is stronger and goes, oh, no, but don't bring up the evil. Yeah.
There's that. And then there's also that there's never enough. People have money in their bank. And I work with women physicians who make good money and still don't feel like they have enough. Yeah. So there's always, I'm not going to have enough if this happens. I'm not going to have enough if that happens. But wait a minute, let's look at what you have. I don't have enough to invest. Time out. Let's look at what you have. And then we see it's just a matter of how you look at things, how you, again, what you said, look at yourself, your mindset, how you see it. It is getting out of that. There's not enough money in the world when there's more money in the world than we all need. There's plenty. It's always there. And I'm going to say this too about scarcity mindset. I find it creeping in on myself, even though I tell myself there's enough money, I feel it. And it does still creep in there. I do know how to get myself out of it.
Yeah.
Come on, go look at your everything, figure it out. You know where the money's coming from. It's there.
Yeah.
And it really is a matter of being able to see what's happening stop it and go find what you need because it is always there.
It is. Oh, and it's because of our, like, the first 8 years of our life is our, whatever we learn, it's hardwiring in our subconscious, the neural pathways. And then when we're about 8, 9 years old, we have this critical thinking factor, which kind of gets us to start thinking for ourselves. And then it's like our conscious mind and subconscious have created. I don't know, there's probably a way, like, fancy or scientific way to say that. And that's why even myself, like, I've done the work to reprogram as much as I can the subconscious of there's not enough, the lack, the scarcity, but I still have my moments because it's like my patterning, it's my conditioning. So when moments hit, but now I'm the person who, if something happens, well, I like to say when shit hits the fan, I would, something unexpected, which in my world, I never unexpect anything, but which is a good tip.
Yeah.
But if it was to happen, I'm like, if something gets triggered, if that anxiety or that scarcity not enough, I'm like, that's not the real truth. That's just what I thought was the truth, but I've reprogrammed that. Yeah, but I do want to share this because I find I've worked with a lot of people, like I've my own coaches and reading people's books and all of that. There's still a lot of surface level advice, which is just change your mindset, just change your thoughts. But that's, you got to do it over a really long period of time. If you actually go back in time and be like, when did you first establish the scarcity that money is limited or money doesn't grow on trees? What the real truth was in that moment? Who did you learn it from? Was it actually the real truth, or were they just saying it based on their conditioning? Like, I have a little process around this.
Yeah.
And then when you realize that, it's like, oh, hang on. When my mum was struggling after the divorce and constantly saying we can't afford it, money doesn't grow on trees, was that the real truth, or was she just trying to, I've done this work on it, right? So fast forward, is she just blaming the trees because she doesn't want to seem like a mum who can't provide for her kids? So I was like, so no, money isn't limited. My mum just couldn't give it to us, so she was telling us other things. So she didn't look like she couldn't provide. Do you see what I mean? And when I did this work, I'm like,
yeah.
right.
Well, from someone protecting themselves, you got a money story. Your mom was protecting herself, so she didn't feel less than. You got your money story, which you had to go back and see where that came from to be able to even start to unwind it. It makes sense.
And then you do that work. That's the deep stuff. And then we just need to believe, like, money is unlimited. We probably could not count every single currency. And we have fiat, which is like the centralized stuff, like dollars, whatever other countries have. And then you have the crypto land, I call it. You have the cryptocurrencies, and you have other forms of, you have metals and stuff, like everything that's something of value. You just could not count. It's literally unlimited.
Right.
But we need to believe that. Otherwise, you can earn, the physicians that you work with, they're earning shitloads.
Yeah.
It's still never enough. That's just all based on their conditioning and their beliefs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And went to medicine to help people for sure, but also to make a good living so that I didn't have to live in that life that my mother, my father, whoever lived in. I don't know. We didn't talk about this, but one of our visions at Money with Mission is every woman has the financial ability to walk away from any job or relationship that's not in her best interest. And getting us past these blocks, getting us past these things opens up that door. It's like, you don't have to sit in that job where that person is not valuing you, which makes you not value yourself and is only adding to the rest of your story. That's got to go. I know I was going to ask you, where did you get to the point where you realized that it was worth it to get these people to help you change your money mindset or to help you with your mindset?
I think maybe it'd been building up for a while. Like, I knew that was the next step. I just didn't want to part with my money. It was the having to deeply trust in myself that the money, it will be okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was major, major reassurance. And that was when I did that first investment. And my first investment was $21,000. So I went big.
That's a lot. Yes.
I know. I did the full shebang. I was like, on a payment plan. So, of course. But it was so worth it. It completely changed my life with it. But I think it was just trusting. I'd been listening to them for so long, and then I built a lot of trust up, and I was like, I just had to do it. So that's what I remember.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad coach? Did you ever spend money for something, for a coaching, and you're like, okay,
it was the same.
I learned a lesson.
Fuck yeah. It was the same coaches. So they're one of my biggest ones I was with. I started with them and I did their life coaching. And it was specific, and it was around helping me love myself, realize that mum and dad actually love me, that I am worthy, I am good enough. And they taught some things on money too. That was amazing. Then I went, and because I had so much trust with them and they'd already given me a lot, they started a business coaching program, which was almost $30,000. And I bought into it because I trusted them, but I was never meant to do it. It was so not the value that they were promising. And then I couldn't break contract when my sister-in-law passed away in a car crash, and my husband's only sister. Like, it was messed up. And I just wasn't getting out of it. It just, it was like, don't trust just because the price tag's huge doesn't mean that it's going to be amazing. So it was funny. It's like the people who had started my journey are also the ones who gave me my biggest lesson of don't just buy if it's shiny.
That's huge, because I know there's a lot of people out there worried about spending money for coaching. They're like, I'll just read books. I'll just do this. And I know these people. I know them. It's okay. You're going to spend a lot of time and you're still going to make the mistakes, because the book isn't going to give you that mistake stuff that happens in real life. I've had bad coaches too. And I won't say bad coaches, but I didn't get what I thought I needed to get from that experience. So, and they all cost, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm sure you have, for coaching to help me be better. And they all help me be better. They all helped me to be better. Whether I got it from them in a positive way or a negative way, they all helped me to be better.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's because like my program is, I make it so affordable, but it's enough that it's skin in the game. Because if it's too, I wouldn't call it cheap, because it's not cheap. It's affordable. Like, you spend less on Uber Eats. Oh, I don't actually have Uber Eats over there.
Yeah, Uber Eats, of course we do. Yes.
Yeah, you spend way more on Uber Eats in the week, or going out to dinner once a week. But it's enough to have skin in the game, because you have to have skin in the game. If you try and do all the cheap stuff or the inexpensive stuff, you put it on the back burner. It's like that money you're investing, it's the energy. But yeah, you don't need to spend you don't need it in one investment. You don't need to spend tens of thousands unless you're like super aligned, unless you know you're aligned. You're not just buying it because it looks shiny.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Yeah.
And your first one should be, again, like you said, somebody you've listened to. What you did, you listened to them. You had heard them before. You trusted them. It was when they ventured off into something new that didn't match with you. And that happens.
Yeah. Look, it was a 17 to me. So it was $27,000. I was like, I stuck around for the year. I was like, if I wanted to pay for, I did pay for it, but I'd pay $10,000. I'm like, this is worth $10,000. So I'm like, it was a $17,000 lesson. It's one of the biggest lessons of my life. I'm in control of my decisions. Don't let everyone else, we're all out selling ourselves because we all have something to give and share, but make sure be discerning. And do you know what? The next coach I got after that, which I had a bit of a break, it was $6,000 for 6 months. Best thing ever. And I'm like, to me, that was really, it's cheap actually from what I was already earning, like where I was at. I was still on six figures. And that blew up that supported me. I already had the foundations in place, and that allowed me to double, like I broke my income glass ceiling. So when I launched the Wealthy as Fuck program, we made $200,000 in sales in the first year, because I had a toddler. Well, how old was she? 8 months. She was in that 8 months to whatever a year is after that.
Yes.
Phase.
Okay, let me ask this. All these people are out here thinking, well, you had a nanny. I'm sure somebody was helping you.
No.
I need that out there.
No nanny. She goes to nanny care now, and purely because love her to bits. She's 2.5. Because I don't want to play Barbie dolls all freaking day. Like, I was not born, I don't want to say just be a mum because it's the hardest fucking job in the world. But I wasn't born to, I'm a career woman. I love my business. I love helping other people. So she goes to nanny care twice a week to have friends and I get a break. But other than that, and look, I have my husband and he works for himself. So it's been flexible. We've created our lifestyle. We were never meant to have this lifestyle based on our childhood conditioning, based on what we saw. So we have created this, which I love with your mission. It's, if you don't like the fucking job, you are in your personal power. You can get out of it. It's
getting
scary,
your mind around that. Exactly.
Yeah. And then and when it's hard, doing the hard stuff. So I just built my business in nap times. And look, I used to be the mum before having the baby. No screen time, no technology. I know you're laughing. And then so we have something called the Wiggles here. I'm pretty sure
Wiggles are everywhere. Yes.
So no wonder they are multi-millionaires, because they're not there for the kids. They're there for the parents. I'm like, I employed, they were very cheap, by the way. Didn't have to pay them. Well, just chucked it on the YouTube, on the TV. So the Wiggles did raise my child a little bit. And I can tell you right now, she was singing Rockabye Your Bear before she was even talking. Screen time definitely helps. You got to do what you do.
So all the moms out there that are feeling guilty about putting a screen time on their kids, stop it. Just stop it. We do what we have to do to get through a day.
Yeah.
And
Just
it
pick
is
some
good
education
enough.
stuff.
It's good enough. Just
It's good enough.
Give yourself a break.
But look, this is a life we're creating. If I give myself a few hours to get shit done and she's watching the screen, I'm creating a life for us. It's about that future. It's about the mission and the vision for our life. So she doesn't ever have to grow up with the stressful or like the beliefs around like women can't earn money or they have to, all those beliefs.
That's what I was about to ask you. How are you going to talk differently to your daughter about money than you were talked to about money?
Well, because I've changed me. I love this question because I have a lot of mums within as clients and they're like, I just want to teach my kids the right thing. I'm like, the only way you're going to do that properly is by you changing yourself because they learn by watching you and witnessing you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're in your autopilot, which is when your subconscious is running the show, which is 95% of the time, if your reaction to money, like you might be telling your child, we are wealthy, you are wealthy, or some good stuff about money, you're saying that, but most of the time you're actually stressing out when the bill comes or you're getting shitty because your husband or partner, usually the male is the happier spender and the woman is a bit more conservative. That's based on being a stereotype there, but they're watching your reaction. So because I don't react with money, like my husband and I used to want to kill each other. That's a bit aggressive, but we would fight like cats and dogs about money. We weren't married yet, but because we got married around the same time I did this work, we don't fight about money anymore. Like we're human, we piss each other off a lot, but never about money. We're on the same team. We have a structure in place. We know what we're doing. But so Isla's my little girl. She witnesses that. So by me, me changing my relationship with money, that's how she's going to learn. She doesn't hear the word budget. She doesn't hear anything restrictive. She's 2.5. If I'm on my laptop running our money through our spreadsheet and the principles, I'll show her. She doesn't really seem to care right now, but I'm like,
right.
And when she starts, I'll start getting her to, well, already if we go to the shop, she's 2.5 and she wants things. So I'm already talking to her like, yeah, when you earn some money, you can buy X, Y, Z. And then when she wants to when she starts asking to earn money, and she's a talker, I probably will start a bit earlier. She can articulate. I'll be like, cool, let's do a job around the house. Let's clean up your toys. Like I'm going to start teaching her like, yes, you got to work for your money so you can value it. Do you know what I mean? And she's 2.5. I'm going to be testing this out anyway. So but that's how she won't pick up my shit because I'm not displaying it. I'm not behaving that way anymore. That's a long-winded answer.
No, it was great. And showing her, we started playing this game, Cash Flow 101, with our kids when they were in the 3rd grade and 5th grade. And that's because that's when we got introduced to the game. But the game was for adults and there was a kids version, but we skipped the kids version. Let's just go to the adult version and let's play. And their mindset is way different than ours, than mine was on money until we started doing that. That game teaches you to get your money to work for you. Yes, you have to make some, and then you send that money out to work for you. And they are both my girls are in that place of, okay, proud mama moment. My daughter bought her first car by herself with cash. And when she told me she was doing it, I said, what kind of car are you buying? I'm thinking, what are you buying? Some junk thing?
Yeah, like your first
car. About $21,000. I was like,
and it's USD, right?
Yes,
that's like 35K Australian.
US dollars, yes.
And I paid 30K. I paid 20K US for my mum car, and this is like the newest car I've ever had. Bloody hell, good on her.
I'm so proud of her, and knowing her. She didn't spend all her money to get it. She's probably got at least half that much more, or at least got that much more left in her account, knowing her.
See, and that's where like you broke the generational hand-me-downs, the scarcity, that just fills up my heart. That's the big mission, right? Break it so our kids and the future generations don't stress, don't worry, don't struggle.
I'm not saying they don't do that because they do sometimes. They do. And we all do sometimes. I was going to say and maybe there's somebody out there who once they've gone through all this, they never think about it again. It's not me. I still feel it's creeping in. We were talking about before, that scarcity thing. The best thing about it is I recognize it and don't stay in that hole and can get myself out of it. And when they're calling me and I can say, you're in scarcity about anything, it's not necessarily just about money, but scarcity
Yeah.
about anything. You can feel it and you can see it, and then you can get out of it. And that's the
Yeah.
best thing to me.
Yeah.
I love so much what we're talking about. And yes, we're talking to Kim Kent, the wealthy. Oh, fuck.
Say it. Say it.
Fuck, I forgot it.
Well, the
Wealthy as
wealthy.
fuck money coach. There it is. I was like, fuck, I forgot the name. Wealthy
Oh, yeah.
as fuck money.
If that's the name of my program, but I love being called the wealthiest fuck money coach. That's cool. I like it.
You are. That is what you are. It's
Yes.
great. And Kim does work with women all over the world, not just in Australia. Money is a universal, as we all know, topic. It doesn't matter what the currency is, whether you're talking Naira, rupee, US dollar, pound, silver, euro, whatever you're talking about. We all have the same kind of stuff going on in our heads around money, and we got to break it. We just
Yep.
have to break it, and so that we can all be independently wealthy. And I do mean all can be independently wealthy so that we can live the lives we're meant to live. Imagine not thinking about money, not worrying about money. How many other things can you think about?
It just increases your capacity. I
Just
have to tell you, knowing that I'm still I'm still, how do I say this, battling on, it is coming up because I've hit the point in my life that we can afford, if I want to just go out and buy the coffee, if I want to buy the baby chino for my child when she just wants the marshmallow and I'm spending $3 because coffee prices in Australia are fucking ridiculous. And so $3 for some foam and a marshmallow, but she just wants the marshmallow. I can do that. There is a level of the freedom with doing that. Now, but you have to disclaimer it. You have to have your systems in check because here's what I see with people come into a lot of money and they don't have the systems and the structure. It is easy just to blow it. But it is very nice knowing. Sometimes I catch myself like, Kim, should you be spending that? You should still be saving. Old conditioning coming through.
Yeah.
But it's very freeing. Very, very freeing to know. And like when my parents, if I catch up with my mum for lunch, like I'll cover her lunch every time because she's still stuck in the story. Trust me, I've tried to coach my mum. No. That's too, the victim is strong. Bless her, love her. She does not want to change. But I'll always cover her lunch now to know that I can afford to do that. And she never wants that. She will always want to pay. She'll never want to receive. And it just brings so much joy to my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very freeing. As you say, it's very freeing, very empowering. And you can create it for yourself.
And to me, for you, not having to worry about the money, where money is going to come from, what's going to be there. Now you're open to helping all these other women get to the same place.
100%.
At a cost that's not going to make your year. Every person it's not going to make your year. You're giving a lot to people to help them pass it forward. Let's just put it that way. Let's put the ripples out in the water so that we see the bigness of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to make money. Let's not get crazy about this whole thing. Yes, we need to make money. We have to eat. We have to live. We have to have a roof over our heads. And in our world, money is what gets you those things.
Yes.
And once you have yours, whatever your enough is, you start giving out. And that's just the nature of money to me. And we talk about the universal laws of money. I don't know if I was even hitting on one, but we get.
That's the reciprocity. I don't really, there's there's no universal laws of money specifically. There's just universal law because everything is energy. So it's all governed by the same, but how it shows up in the money area of life. There's and there's a universal law. One of my top 3 that I love. I always call them a top 3, but they're all equal because you can't have a top universal law. They all work interchangeably. But the 3 that I love and what I base everything around is universal law of circulation. Like everything in life circulates. Energy circulates. The atom is made up of energy, and it's the energy it's a wave through a negative and positive. If you're into your science,
wave. Yes.
Butchering this, but yeah.
If you guys if you're not watching it, go to YouTube so you can watch and you'll know exactly what she's talking about with her hand.
And so money circulates, and this is where we grow up with the scarcity, believing it doesn't circulate, it doesn't grow on trees. You're going to run out. You should just be grateful with what you have. And that's why we don't trust the circulation of money. Or then when we do receive money, we spend it straight away because we don't trust it in ourselves to hold it. It's spend, receive, hold cycle. So that's one universal law.
Uh-huh.
And the more you can trust into that money is always circulating. Like when you breathe, it's circulating. Nature
Perfect.
cycle. If nature seasons, our body is made up of cycles. Like
Yeah.
every time is cyclic. Like nothing is linear. Everything cycles, right? And so if you can trust in the circulation of money, that's building a really solid foundation. And because what I was thinking before when you said, now I'm in a space where I am supported, but I still work for myself.
Yes.
Like I don't have a job that's I'm on a contract that's guaranteed income.
No.
I have to build my own income. So does my husband.
Yes.
So it's almost more unstable. That's good grammar. It's more unstable in a sense of if I just stop working and all my clients finish paying, where's my next money going to come from? So it's really trusting in and aligning with the circulation of money is so powerful. Then there's the universal law of supply and demand, which we hear that I learned about that in economics at school.
Yes.
The only thing I remember from that class, because I hated economics and now I'm a bloody money coach, like how hilarious. Supply and demand. Money is the supply. If you want to increase the supply, you have to increase the demand. What we spend so much time doing is constantly looking at our bank account, hoping money will land. We're just focusing on the supply. We're not increasing the demand on ourselves. So we're stressing out more. The demand is go get a job, work more hours, build a business, change your sales strategy, do the work on yourself, rewire your money beliefs, learn a better way to manage money, put more in investment. Like the demand is whatever you're doing now, do something more that's in alignment. The supply will follow. And then I didn't know if
if we talk about that in the investing, you're doing as much, you're making money, and that's all you're doing. If you demand more of your money by putting it out to work for you, investing it, the demand on you is to learn about investing, while the demand on your money is to make more money for you. Is that what you're saying in that?
In that area, yes. And if you think about it, the demand on yourself, like investing, when we want to invest, the reason we can get scared, we'd rather it just sitting in a savings account collecting dust, really, especially with inflation. It's losing value.
Going down, yes.
But if you want your money to work for you, there's a risk. But you just have the demand on yourself is, how am I going to show up so this risk doesn't feel like a gamble? That no matter what, if I put my money in, bigger risk, bigger reward, but more potential chance of it, there's duality, but it's how I'm going to show up. So I only invest with confidence. I never used to invest because I thought I'd lose all my money. But I now have a strategy. I'm not a financial advisor, I should say this. I have my strategy that I'll always make sure that my foundations are in check. So whenever I invest, if I potentially lose money, I'm not losing sleep.
Yes.
But when I'm in that, when my energy is in that space, you're less likely to lose some money. It's not a big deal. You're more likely to attract more because this is then the universal law of handling what you have. If you can handle what you have, you're open to receiving more. If you can't handle what you have, you'll never get more, or you'll dwindle it down to what you can handle, which this changed my life. We all know the lotto winner who ends up more.
That's what I went to in my brain. Yes.
Yeah. The lotto winner who ends up, I inherited $62,000 Aussie 10-ish years ago when I was 22, 23. I blew like most of it. I can't even count for what I spent it on. Now doing this work, I used to be so ashamed. Like, how can I be a money coach who blew her inheritance? When I do the work and you look back, my energetic capacity, like I was craving more money. The universe fucking provided.
Yes.
I couldn't handle what I had. I couldn't handle my emotions around money to the level and my behaviors with money to the level that could hold on to that 60 grand and then even make it work for me. So you have to learn to handle what you have. And this is a huge part of my program. And it's all handle your emotions, rewire your programming, change your behaviors with money. You're open to receiving more. This is why my income is almost tripled now. I can work less and earn more. I can parent without after it's 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm a great parent at this time. She's still asleep. It's 8 o'clock at night where I'm just like, everyone fucking leave me alone. But no, because I can handle things better, I can handle parenting and building a business and helping my husband through grief-induced alcoholism, potentially separating, like all of this shit that happened. I increased my capacity and aligned with that universal law so I could handle it. And I want to share this as well, because if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, that makes sense. well, you get to a level that you can handle, right? Now I'm like, okay, well, I want to build $1 million business. So I need to learn how to handle my business, myself, my relationship, my money at the version that can handle $1 million business. When I increase my capacity, when I increase the demand on myself to do that, right, I'm going to handle more. I'm going to be able to have the business and hold it and it not blow up. Touch wood.
Is that increase in demand always comfortable?
Fuck no.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure because I think, am I the only person that this is just like painful and really uncomfortable?
But what's more painful? Sitting there
in that
with
same
me
stuff. Sitting
Yeah.
in the same stuff is definitely more painful.
Mm.
And I think that everything should be easy.
Of course. Me too. This is why we drink wine. This is why I drink wine. Everything does become easier.
But just so I want everybody to understand, this expansion is not comfortable. This
No.
is getting out of your comfort zone, and it is scary, especially if you're doing it by yourself.
Which is why I
Especially
say
if you're doing it by yourself.
get a coach, get into a
coach.
community, do what you need to do. That's why I was able to do it because I stopped trying to do it by myself. I finally got a coach to hold my hand, to see the shit that I was turning a blind eye to call me out,
Yes.
me the steps.
It's more fun. It's less painful. It's so much better and faster. It's faster because walking through the woods by yourself is scary and you're taking step by step by step by step.
yeah,
Walking with somebody who's holding your hand, you'll walk a little faster. That's all.
They're like, if the bear comes, I have less of a chance of being eaten first. Less scary. I just came into my mind. Oh,
you just got to run faster than your friend. That's all.
Thanks. Thanks for saving my life. See, as coaches, we save your life.
I got you. Hang in there.
Oh, I love it.
Kim, this has been so good. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so look, I hang out on Instagram. Like, social media is a really easy place. I'm sure you can have all the links and whatnot in the show notes anyway. But
yes,
Instagram, Kim Kent 2_. There is another Kim Kent, but you'll be able to tell it's me. And it could be money coach. I have a free Facebook community called Money Hacks with Kim Kent. I have my website, but who hangs out on websites these days? So don't follow you. But I don't know when you're going to be releasing this, actually. When are you releasing this? What date?
Is probably about a month from now, maybe 3 weeks. So this is August, mid-August. So maybe as early September. I'm not sure. It's not too far off.
If at times, it may or may not, but that's okay because I do these a few times a year. From the 9th to the 11th of September, I'm running my 3-day money challenge. Okay. It's called the K formula. It's like how to turn your, I want to say 6-figure income, but you don't have to be on a 6-figure income. But like, you're earning decent money, how to turn that into money in the bank, and without restrictive budgeting. So I'm really focused on the money management part of money, my money coaching, and it's a 3-day money challenge. It's $33 to join. That's Aussie, so that's $15 for you guys.
Okay.
And I think it's half, maybe you work with me for 3 days and you get your first 3 steps to like my signature money blueprint to managing your money for wealth. So that's happening. But look, if you miss it, I'll run it again probably at the end of the year. So that's something you can plug into.
We'll get this out in time to do that. Let's make that promise. September 9th through 11th. And where do they go for that?
Oh, well, the links is on my Instagram.
Okay.
I'll send you the link after this so you can pop it in the too.
Okay.
It's recorded. I'm putting on a $500 cash prize so that you can win. I'll give you some steps to do. And if you do them and you go in the draw to win, like, here's some free money.
Let's get it out there. So guys, September 9th through 11th. Check out the show notes so you know where to go to sign up for it. First 3 steps to the money blueprint to changing your mind and becoming wealthy as fuck. How about that? Let's put it out there. All right.
But yeah, I've got I do free trainings all the time just to put out there. So as long as you're following me, you'll stay in check. So
perfect.
But thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And your daughter can wake up and think, is she awake?
No, hopefully I get another hour. So it's 6 a.m. She should sleep as long as I don't boil the kettle, and would really love another cuppa right now. But as long as I'm really quiet, she should go till 7:30 because my husband is asleep. He's not a morning person. So I'm like, hopefully they stay asleep and I can have all this time to myself.
Nice. Do you get up early regularly, or is it
I actually do.
sleep?
I'm an early, around 5:30. In summer, our sunrise, the sun's already up by 4:45 a.m. Like it's currently winter now. We're coming out the end of winter. So I usually get up with the brightness of the sun.
Yes.
And I just get myself up. And I'm a nana at night. Old people have it down packed. Eat dinner by 4 p.m. Go to bed early. Wake up early. Live your best life. You've had a good sleep. I'm like, guys, we have to learn. Oldies, they have the wisdom. So I get hungry by 4 o'clock. I usually eat dinner a bit later, but I'm just like, see, my body knows. Eat early, rise early.
I was in South Africa in December and I loved how early the sun came up. That was like, you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and the sun is up and you are ready to go. Oh my gosh.
Well, we're South Africa's a bit lower on the globe than Perth. So the earliest I think you start to get that break of light is about 4:30 a.m. in summer. But like the sun will actually rise around more like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You get that first light.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. Where are you in?
I'm in Oklahoma, middle of the country.
Middle. Does it start there?
If it was United States, if it was a body, it's the belly button.
It's the belly button.
It is hot as hell. It is hot.
Yeah, I love the heat. I'm a hot person. I'm pretty sure I'm cold-blooded. I just need to lie in the sun to warm up.
I like the heat too, but not this heat. This is not
heat.
good. The plants are unhappy. Everything's unhappy.
Everything's
It's like everything. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll stay in touch. I'm gonna follow you. Okay. I'm gonna get your emails and let's see what things are going on. And let's see if we can't get some people invested, get some people get their minds right around their money, unblock some stuff. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you so much. Have the best evening.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good day. Talk to you later.
You've been listening to Money with Mission. There are projects happening right now where you can have a great financial return while positively affecting the lives of others. To learn more about our opportunities, go to moneywithmission.com.